Back here at home, it is one of the blockbusters of the summer. We're talking about Oppenheimer. But do you even know what this movie is really about? Our celebrity historian, I see him in the studio right now. He's going to boil this 3-hour movie down to an easy-to-understand 3 minutes for us. That's coming up next. I am excited about this conversation. First of all, welcome back to Great Day on this Tuesday morning. Moviegoers are buzzing about Oppenheimer, but just how accurate is the film? That is where we turn to celebrity historian Raffi Andonian, one of our favorite guests here on Great Day, who I'm learning has a really close connection, actually, to Los Alamos, and I'm sure we'll talk about that. How are you, sir?
Good.
Thank you for coming in.
Yeah, with the martini glass and all.
I'm intrigued to hear more about this. All right, let me start with the million-dollar question. You've seen the film, I presume. How accurate is it to the story of Oppenheimer himself?
I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10 for accuracy. I thought it was really accurate. Now, there are some details I would not get caught up in, but the details that are not entirely accurate do not change the overall thrust of the story, which is really accurate. I'll give you a few examples. One, the leadership, that partnership between Oppenheimer and Groves was really tremendous. Of course, Oppenheimer, the scientist, and Groves, the military leader. They both had the right kind of backgrounds that were really different from each other, but also they were kind of an odd couple, very different styles. And the best example of that is Groves likes compartmentalization in the Manhattan Project, which is the project for the atomic bomb, and Oppenheimer does not. Because Groves is looking from a military standpoint of, if you only see the piece, you can't give away the secret. But Oppenheimer is looking, if you see the whole, you can solve problems. So that's a great example. Now, the second thing I point to that's a great general theme for the accuracy is a scientist having all the different opinions. The movie gets at this. It gets at the fact that they had different opinions on not only research avenues, but also to have different opinions on the use of the bomb. Is it going to be demonstration? Is it going to be just you know, something that we do off-site or civilian site, a military site, all these different things? And finally, the thing I would point to is Oppenheimer himself. They capture incredibly well because he himself was very conflicted. He talks about it in the movie. He's both a patriot, he wants to win the war, but then later says, I have blood on my hands, very famously. So he's conflicted himself in his personality, different kind of ways that he had. The personality was very smart, but also very social, very arrogant at times. And of course, add a bonus, they get the martini part right. He did have a special martini that had lime and honey in it. That's what made it different. And this is actually, I got these in Los Alamos, as you mentioned. I used to work there at the museum, and all of these are kind of artifacts from there. I have a book I've written on the memory of the atomic bomb. That was originally my master's thesis, which became the book years ago. And so this is kind of, you know, they really capture the different opinions and Oppenheimer's personality, and that's why it reminds me of the martini glass.
So given the dichotomy of the strength of this weapon and how it was used, but also the fact that it killed an incredible multitude of people, what is the legacy of the atomic bomb and of this man who, to his death, was conflicted about what he had done?
Well, exactly. And I think because him being conflicted is an excellent way to analyze the legacy, because it is a multitude of things, right? On the one hand, it ends the war, no question about it. The Japanese emperor, when he was surrendering, he cited the bomb as a reason. But on the other hand, of course, it starts this sort of era that Oppenheimer was trying to kind of put the toothpaste back in the tube, opposing the hydrogen bomb, for example. And I would also say, though, it's not just about the bomb. Nuclear technology affected, for example, medicine. We have nuclear medicine since then that has saved many lives, not just killed people. And, of course, nuclear energy, which is still debated because it's an incredibly efficient form of energy. But, of course, there's this issue of what to do with the waste. So all these things are very mixed bag, is what I would say when we think about legacy. But one thing to not forget is a scientific achievement that was done. We think the iPhone is a big deal. I would say this is incredible. I just want to give a quick example. They needed a specific type of isotope within the uranium element to make this bomb work, to do the fission, the splitting of the atom that they talk about. That specific type of isotope, all of that they had in the world was barely enough for a lab sample. And then when they started to produce plutonium, they had only enough for a microscopic sample. That's all they had in all the world. And from there to build that bomb in a couple-year span, to do the research and technology and the bomb building and success, is tremendous.
Incredible. Yeah, I mean, all of the puzzle pieces had to come together just right. Raffi, thank you so much. Really fascinating topic. We're going to post this segment on our website, KMOV.com/greatday, right after the show, guys. Can you tell he's excited about it?
Well, it was really interesting, though.
He worked down there at Los Alamos for a time. Yeah,
that's right. Loved it.
Guys, thank you.